Have you been feeling a little bit detached, a little bit disconnected from yourself and your reality, a little bit like you're between worlds, disassociated from yourself and where you're going, like you lack direction, or you're just kind of lacking motivation at the moment? We're currently going through the energy of shifting timelines. We can manifest whichever reality we desire with the power of manifestation, with the power of our mind. So we can choose the future that we have. And this is the thing, we have different, it's like we're at a crossroads and we get to choose which direction we want to go in. But when we're in that in-between phase, it can feel like we're completely lost. It can feel like we don't know. We can't even see that fork in the road. We're just completely disconnected from our current reality because we're jumping into a new timeline, but we're not quite in the new timeline yet, but we're not quite out of the old timeline yet. So therefore, we're in between worlds and it is so confusing. It feels like you're just not existing right now. You're like literally floating in another world. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. So I wanted to do a video on shifting timelines a while back, but I wasn't even really too sure about what they were, how it occurred. Yes, I knew that we can pick the timeline we want because effectively our lives are living out simultaneously in different parallel universes and dimensions. So like the reality we want already exists, but the reality we don't want already exists as well. So that's the thing, like, you know, and I've always known that. I was like, I know we're shifting timelines all the time. I know I was on one timeline, I'm on the next, but I never actually comprehended the actual moment we were shifting timelines. And I'm getting all this energy at the minute, giving me the message that we're in this transition, that we're transforming into our highest timeline. And I was literally like, this is the thing. A lot of these timeline shift energies are very similar to ascension symptoms. So I was like, and I know I'm just out of a dark night of the soul. So I was kind of putting all this energy down to the residue from that dark night of the soul. But it didn't feel like I was still in that dark night of the soul. I'm not unhappy by any means, but I'm not feeling motivated. I'm not feeling myself. And that's it. I'm going to explain a few symptoms today of the current energies that I'm personally going through. That I was confused. I was really confused. I was like, I'm out of the dark night of the soul. Why am I feeling these kind of energies? Because it wasn't the same. Because when you're in dark night of the soul, that's the deep spiritual depression. And it's like, you know, you're in this heavy darkness all the time. Whereas with this timeline shift energy, I'm feeling lethargic. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling disconnected from myself, but I'm not actually feeling unhappy because I feel this one thing about this timeline shift is that I can actually feel magic coming, and more so than I've ever felt it before. You know, I always know when there's that energy of something more, and I know when we come back, we're in that cocoon phase and we come into butterfly mode, something massive is transforming in our lives. So something big is happening, but there's a different energy right now. And like, at the moment, I'm feeling and like, this was really kind of quick energy. Because a couple of weeks ago, I was speeding up. Things were happening. I knew what direction I was going in. And I still know what direction I'm going in. But when you're in this timeline shift, the in-between worlds, you kind of lack direction, even though you know what you have to do. This is a really weird energy. And that's it. It's dissociation. It's disconnection from yourself. Why is this happening? Because we're saying goodbye to our old reality. We're saying goodbye to that old timeline. So we're shedding a lot. Like on this healing journey, we shed a lot of our past anyway, because we're evolving. We're evolving into our best selves. We're ascending into our best selves. So we have to let go of what no longer serves us, whether that be people, things, environment. So we're shedding our old skin effectively. And that's the thing. We're shedding our old self. We're letting go of what no longer serves. And this can feel like a tarot moment. This feels like your world is going to shit. It just feels like everything is crumbling. And you're like kind of going, what the fuck is going on? Why is everything going wrong? And this is it. Like, I'll describe it. Like, you know, for me, like, the electronics at the moment are fucking going haywire. Literally one thing after the other. My Bluetooth has a mind of its own at the moment. It's just really fucked up. My fridge, my fucking shower, the water, everything seems to be just kind of acting the maggot, really, is what it's fucking doing. And it's this is the thing when we're shifting timelines, it is going to affect the electronic devices around us, because we are made of energy. So we're shifting. This is bringing a lot of, you know, magnetic fucking energy field thing. I don't know. I don't know that. Obviously, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know the ins and outs. But, you know, there's a lot of energy, kind of a lot of static or electronic energy stuff. Yeah, because we're effectively all energy. So, there, you know, if you're noticing, like, electronics are kind of not going your fucking way at the moment, this is why. Another thing is that a lot of old wounds are resurfacing at the minute. And I fucking noticed this one as well. So you might be having a lot of moments of crying out of fucking nowhere. You might feel a lot of your old wounds resurfacing. You might feel I find my codependency wound is kind of coming up for triggering as well. And I think that's to do with the stuff going wrong in my house. I'm kind of feeling like, oh my God, how do I fucking fix this on my own? And all this kind of codependency energy is coming up for me. So that's kind of what I've been working on. But there's other symptoms that I wrote down that I'm going through a few of them myself. But like, you know, this is kind of like, they're similar to ascension symptoms, but because it is the same thing. Ascension, shifting timelines, shifting into your highest timeline is effectively the same thing. Our bodies are changing frequency. Our bodies are shedding that old reality, that old belief system, that old conditioned energy. And we're embodying our best selves. We're embodying that higher frequency. So our bodies are going to change. We're going to have different kind of symptoms that are coming up throughout this transition. And a lot of the time we can actually manifest in our highest timeline through meditation and the law of attraction. So, you know, if you've been on this journey as I have, you'll be kind of excited for what's to come. You kind of have a vision of your future. And that's the timeline you're manifesting. But this is the thing I have trouble with. When we're in this transition phase, we think we should be 10 steps ahead. And it's like, why is everything delayed? Why is everything delayed? But this is our test. This is our test of patience. And our trust that the magic is unfolding. The trust that this is actually happening. And the longer it's taking, it means that the bigger the magic, the bigger the reward. So yeah, as I mentioned, the tower moment, your old life, your old reality, your old self, all of it seems like it's going to fucking shit. That's because it's supposed to go to shit, because it's no longer in alignment with your soul. So therefore, if there's stuff crumbling around you, this is to make room for this highest timeline that you're entering. This is to make room for the abundance that needs to flow into your life. We cannot manifest in abundance if we're still stuck in our old system, in our old ways, with that old energy. So, you know, people will start to fall away. Certain situations that you once enjoyed will no longer be in alignment with who you are, and you won't enjoy them anymore. So people, situations, things you once liked will all start to fall away to make room for that bigger and better to enter. So that's it. Your old reality is dying. So another one, brain fog. It's like you're going around in this fucking bubble of just like, oh my God, you know, you can't really fucking, I've no interest in doing anything except doing these videos. Like, I've absolutely fucking no interest. I got a new book the other day, actually, Atomic Habits. Buy that book. It's brilliant. I'm going to do a video on that after I get a bit into it. But lately, I just don't have the motivation to do anything. Like, in the afternoons, I'm just like, I'm so tired. That's another one. This is another symptom of this timeline shift. Fucking lethargy. My God, I'm so fucking tired. I go to bed early. I sleep. Well, I know our bodies are our souls. Our souls are always in work anyway in the astral plane. So that's why we're so tired. We're literally shifting timelines. So that's why we're so fucking tired and so drained and so detached. I'm so detached. It's like I'm out of body. It's like I'm not in my body right now. It's like, you know, I lack that motivation. I lack that will. I lack that drive. And that's the thing. It's not like the dark night of the soul, because in the dark night of the soul, when you lack that motivation, it's like you lose the will to live and you don't see past that black cloud. Whereas with this one, I'm like, I might feel like I don't have direction at the moment, but yet I know what's coming. So, you know, I know that, I suppose I know that I don't lack direction, but it just kind of feels that way. And this is the thing we need to trust. Like, when we're in this kind of phase, we can get very frustrated. Anger. Oh my God, that's another one. When I mentioned old core wounds resurfacing, I am so fucking triggered. Now, it could be just because the cat keeps fucking up my Christmas tree. But, you know, there's so many things that are triggering me right now. You know, when the Bluetooth was fucking up, I was getting so fucking angry. And I was just like, why are you getting so angry? This feels like old, inherited anger that I used to have, that I've been working on. But it's all kind of coming to the resurface. Like, I'm like a fucking pressure cooker and I'm exploding. I'm like a volcano erupting at the moment. Do you know, with this anger and these fucking bursts of fucking crying as well. This is all those old wounds resurfacing so that we can fuck them out once and for all and get rid of them. Thank fuck. She's fucking sick of it. But anyway, yeah, that's this disassociation and the disconnection from self. It like feels like I'm out of body. Feels like I'm just not... Feels like I'm just existing. I'm going on autopilot. That's what it is. And this has happened before. You know, I even wrote a poem about this before, like literally on autopilot while the downloads come in, like. And that's the thing, like, we're literally on autopilot. But you see, like, this is all connected. This is what I believe. Like, you know, there's no coincidence that this is happening in the winter, because winter we're supposed to rest anyway and prepare for the next year, which is fair enough. And we really need to start listening to our bodies right now. There's actually, that's another thing. There's some physical symptoms that I want to address. So yeah, sorry, I have a few written down here. So flu-like symptoms, like this is random. Like you know it's ascension flu because you know you're not sick. And that's the thing. All day I'm fine. And then come the evening for about an hour, it feels like I have the flu. And then it's gone. And this happened the last couple of nights. And it's just gone again. So flu-like symptoms, headaches. And the headaches aren't prolonged. They're kind of just like, just random short bursts in the headache. That's mine personally. It's kind of here, you know, on the side kind of thing. It's just like random stabbing pain in your head and then it's gone again. So headaches is another one. Body aches is another one. Tummy issues is another one. I'm feeling very ungrounded as well. That's another one. I'm getting symptoms around my root chakra and symptoms around my heart chakra, obviously my crown chakra as well. So any kind of heart pressure or heart palpitations or any heart symptoms, upper back pain, shoulder pain, arms, legs, all that kind of stuff. We're going through a massive transition. So therefore our body is reacting. We need to rest more. We have to rest through this. We're being prepared for our highest timeline. Our highest timeline has our life purpose. It has our divine mission. It has our divine love, our divine relationship as well. It has everything we've ever dreamed of. We're literally in the prep mode for that right now. We're literally preparing ourselves to have the divine power to be able to accept these blessings, because these blessings are beyond anything that we've ever known before, because they have nothing to do with who we were. You know, and when you think about that, like, we've been living on this timeline of lack, fear, loss, pain, trauma, you know? And we're literally shifting into a timeline based on love, care, abundance, light, happiness, you know, opportunities, adventure. All of that magic that you have wished for your whole life is actually coming into fruition. So listen to your body. You know, we're angry with ourselves. We're creatures of doing. We feel guilty if we're being. We feel guilty if we're not doing something productive. But I've said this before, being is just as productive as doing. We need to prep ourselves internally so that we can externally welcome in these gifts that are coming into our lives. So this is very important as well. Yeah, so another thing that you'll notice, what I've noticed anyway, my intuition is on fire. I am literally spotting stuff before it happens. You know, and I have a strong intuition anyway, but lately I've noticed I'm getting download after download. I'm wanting to express myself more. You know, I know I have more messages to share. And instant manifestation. Now, you know, we can kind of I personally can neglect how magical the little manifestations are because I haven't had my big ones yet. Even though I know the big ones are right around the corner, I neglect to see how quick I'm manifesting in just everyday things. So look for that magic. If you're thinking about something and then you instantly see it or you instantly manifest it, this is because you're getting more powerful. And another thing is, another thing is, damn it, I'm actually losing my train of thought. But yeah, instant manifestation. Oh yeah, this is the thing. We need to start appreciating how far we've come as well. And I think this would propel us forward quicker. So just understand, if you're going through this heavy energy, this tiredness, this lethargy, this lack of motivation, this lack of direction, this feeling disconnected from yourself and your soul, it's because you are literally shifting into your highest timeline. You're letting go of what no longer serves you, and you're absolutely opening your world for the magic that's about to unfold. So this is the thing we need to do. We need to stop being hard on ourselves for needing this extra rest. Don't think that you've lost direction, because you haven't. It might feel that way, but you haven't. You're actually headed for the most magical chapter of your life. You know what I mean? And I just know, I can feel it, and I know people around me can feel it as well. 2025, there is absolute magic happening, and I just know it. I forget, I neglect to remember that we are all going through a mass awakening on this planet. There's so many of us going through this, and if one person does that healing in the collective consciousness or the collective unconscious, we're actually healing others by just healing ourselves, right? So if one person can heal, say, 100 people energetically with their own healing, what is 100 people going to do? What is 1,000 of us going to do? So you know what I mean? There's actual massive manifestation happening right now, worldwide. So, if we can shift timelines in our reality on a small scale, this is energetically shifting timelines on a wider scale. So, we might think that this magic is little, or it's only for our lives, but it's for the lives of humanity as well. There is something big on this horizon. There is absolutely magic coming. I fucking feel it, I fucking feel it. So don't be too hard on yourself through this transition phase. You're in between worlds. You literally are in between worlds. This is where you shed your old self and you welcome in the new self. So don't be hard on yourself. Go easy on your body. Listen to your body. Any physical symptoms are telling you that you have internal work to do. Also, just nurture yourself through it. It is winter. Like, we're preparing ourselves for the summer, the spring, so that we can actually, plan ahead and, create the reality we want. This is happening anyway without a timeline shift. But that's what we do in the winter. So rest yourself through it, relax through it, rejuvenate through it, restore yourself, recharge, prepare yourself for this magic that's coming. We've been on this journey for a while now. Like, we're all on different stages, fair enough, but, we can get to the stage where we're like, are we ever going to get to the top of the fucking mountain? And when you're in a transition like this, you can actually doubt even more. You're kind of like, is this even ever going to fucking happen? But it is. So if you're feeling any of the energies that I just mentioned, it means something big is happening. Something magic is coming. And it's going to be bigger and better than you ever expected. And that's what I truly believe. The longer we have to wait for magic, the bigger and better it will be. So we need to trust that. And be kind to yourself through this transition. You've done so much hard work to get yourself to where you are now. You really have. So it's time for you to relax and measure that. Congratulate yourself for how far you've come. And your rewards are just around the corner. We're about to get to the top of the fucking mountain. Those clouds are going to clear and we're going to be able to see the top of the fucking mountain at long last. At long fucking last. It feels like we've been walking and walking and walking and all the clouds have covered the top of the mountain for what feels like an eternity. And now the clouds are cleared and we get to see the top of the mountain and we get to it. So this is what's going to fucking happen. So nurture yourself through these last few fucking days or weeks or whatever that we have to transition into our highest timeline. You are manifesting the life of your fucking dreams. This is really fucking happening. This shit is real. The fucking magic is real. The magic of manifestation. It is fucking real. So literally we are manifesting our highest timeline. We've been doing this work to create our highest reality. This is just the transition phase. Rest yourself through it because the magic is just around the fucking corner. Woo! So literally, whoop, whoop, that's what we have right ahead of us, right? So literally, we're getting this magic. We're unfolding this highest timeline. So therefore, you are about to transform into your fucking butterfly mode. No more cocooning, no more hermit mode, no more lack, no more fear. All love, abundance, magic, manifestations, just all of it. You're going to have it all. So trust yourself through this, nurture yourself through this, know that everything is about to align in divine timing and it will be better than you ever expected. So thank you so much for listening today and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today and I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.